Morning. We're a little bit early today. It's 8:15. It's February 4th. This is Mayor's Coffee Chat. I'm getting an early start with the coffee chat this morning because we have our visitors from our sister city that I will be meeting over at City Hall in a little bit. So I didn't want to cancel the coffee chat, so I just bumped it ahead a little bit. So I've got some information to share with you all. If I'm going to unpin that comment. If you're here and you're watching us, please make a comment. If you have a question about anything that's going on, please put it in the comments. If I don't see it or I can't answer it as I'm talking to you this morning, I'll get the answer and get it to you. Let me see. As I was saying, our sister city over in Japan, it's Kami City. We have a group of 10 students and the vice principal and the teacher from the high school over at the Yamada High School in Kami City. Good morning, Alex. And Doug, good to see you. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history of our sister city. About 55 years ago, a gentleman by the name of George Feaster and a couple other Largo Lions Club members were at an International Lions Club meeting in Tokyo over in Japan. This is 55 years ago, and they met with some of the members from the Toshiamada Lions Club. Toshiamada is a city that is now called Kami City. Toshiamada still exists kind of as an area inside of Kami City, and there were two other villages nearby that combined to form Kami City. And it's in the Kochi prefecture of Japan. So there is a pretty large island, I forget the name of the island, in the southeastern part of Japan. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful island. It's about 89% mountainous. So it's very mountainous and has a lot of really pretty rivers and a lot of nature. Well, Kochi's down about 3 miles, Kami City's about 3 miles north of the Pacific coast there, up in the mountains a little bit, and it extends 30 miles to the north and east into the mountains. So it's pretty big as far as geography. It's about 207 square miles, and about 25,000 people live in Kami City proper. So it's certainly way less densely populated than Largo. Largo is about 20 square miles, and we have more than 3 times that amount of people in a tenth of the area. So it's a beautiful place. I encourage you, if you're in that part of the world, please visit down to Kochi and Kami City. They're right next to each other. Kochi is a bigger city. It's the largest city in Kochi Prefecture. So since last April, 20 adults, including myself and Jenny, went to Japan to visit our sister city. We were warmly welcomed. We stayed in homes down there. The city down there took us around to see some of the really notable places nearby, like Hiroshima. And we went to Osaka and Kyoto and saw some beautiful shrines and temples and just a lot of really beautiful things. And the people were amazing. The food was amazing. I recommend it. Right now, we have students coming that came from Yamada High School, which is in Kami City, and they will be here for the remainder of this week. And I think they leave early Sunday morning. So it's a pretty quick trip. It's like 9 days total. They had a long trip here. I'll tell you, they're taking naps because we are really doing a lot for them. They spent yesterday over at the high school following their host students, and today they're getting a tour of the city, and then many of them are going on a dolphin cruise, I think, this afternoon. So they got a jam-packed schedule. That student exchange started in 1984. Largo High School and Yamada High School are sister high schools, and they've almost pretty much every year either the Japanese students come here or a group from Largo High School goes to Japan, and they stay in homes, so they're kind of immerse themselves in a culture that's foreign. The young man who's staying with us has never been outside of Japan, of course, certainly, but he's been to one other. I think he went to Osaka once. So he's really lived in Kami most of his life. So his eyes are wide open as he's going around Largo. Um, and so since 1984, we've every other year we've gone back and forth. It all stopped during COVID, so this is the first trip back. So we're excited about some of our students going and visiting Kami City next year. Let me see. That's enough about, I guess, enough about our student exchange. I'm really excited about it. It's really fun and really cool, and these kids are having a great time. So let me see what else is going on this week. This Friday, over at Central Park. I think it's this Friday. It's 3 Fridays in a row. This Friday, next Friday, and the following Friday is Movies in the Park over at Largo Central Park. We do those in February and in November because the weather's great to go out into the park. And that starts at 6:30. You can find information as far as like what movie it is at the city's website over at Parks and Recreation. And that's again this Friday, next Friday, the 7th, the 14th, and the 21st. And I just realized the 14th is Valentine's Day. So if you're looking for something to do for Valentine's Day, Movies in the Park. If movies aren't your thing, you can actually go to do Wine and Nine over at the golf course. And so that's going to be a really fun event with live music, with wine tasting, heavy hors d'oeuvres, and you play 9 holes. And I think you play 9 holes. I mean, it says Wine and Nine. I just read about this morning, so I have to find more about it. But if your loved one likes to play golf, Wine and Nine seems like a good plan for Valentine's Day. The weekend after that, which is the 19th, the golf course will host their monthly concert in the Breezeway, which is a free concert out behind, right on the putting green. It's a beautiful, beautiful location for a little bit of music under the stars or under the night sky, and they do have food and beer and that type of stuff for sale. But to go and enjoy yourself there's no cost for the music. I just saw on the schedule March 8th and 9th, so mark this, is the inaugural Largo Seafood and Music Festival at Largo Central Park. I'm excited to learn a little bit more about that, but mark your calendars for March 8th and 9th. Keene Park Drive. Gabe, I'll have to get back to you on that. I'm gonna write it down. I would make a guess, but I don't want to guess on here. I'll get an answer for you, Gabe, as far as when Keene Park Drive is scheduled for. I know it's in the CIP, but I'm not sure exactly when it is. Let me see. We do have a city commission meeting tonight. Tonight is Tuesday, the first Tuesday of February, so we have our first meeting for this month. And tonight we have a couple ceremonial items. We'll be accepting a check from the Central Park Performing Arts Foundation. So we're excited about that. That organization just works to help support our performing arts in Largo, and they do a great job. And they're going to be presenting us with a check this tonight. Good morning, Joe. Oh, I hope you, Joe. I hope that you stop in Rotary next week if you're down here. Let me see. That's Central Park Performing Arts Foundation is giving us a check. We also will be celebrating Black History Month. For Black History Month, we generally have somebody from the community, from the African American community in Largo or right around Largo, that we honor, that does great work in our community. And it can be any kind of work, but it's real positive stuff. This month, I'm excited to say is this year we'll be honoring Miss Wanda. It's probably all I really have to say if you've been around here for a while. But Miss Wanda McCauthen, I don't know that I've ever heard her last name before. She's famous. She's one of the most famous people that I know. She's a community leader in the Ridgecrest area, and just a great cheerleader and does great work over there. everybody knows her. So Miss Wanda will be with us tonight at the meeting. We also will be swearing in some new police officers, and then we will be naming the team member of the quarter. I'm not going to tell you who that is, so you have to watch the meeting tonight. We got a couple other items on the agenda. It's a relatively light agenda, but we'll be discussing the Florida Department of Transportation is redoing East Bay Road from Highland out to almost Belcher, and they'll be repaving it, and we'll be discussing the installation of some dedicated bike lanes. And I think the reason for this, not just bicycles, but you've probably seen a lot of electric vehicles driving down the roadway on East Bay Drive, and so a safe place for those to travel. I don't think it's meant for kids on bikes or families riding bikes. We still have to improve some sidewalks for that, and as you probably know, the real dedicated bike riders will use bike lanes, but this bike lane will be for that as well as probably electric vehicles. So we'll be talking about that tonight. We'll see what the plan is and kind of go from there. We're also looking at we'll be discussing possible restructuring of some of the community development department, really with a goal to improve things like turnaround time and customer service and response time and that type of stuff. So we're looking to improve all the time, and we are considering doing some reorganization to make that department run a little bit better. So that's what I have today. Let me take a look at these comments and see if there's any questions that I missed. And as I said, I will get back to you, Gabe, as far as Keene Park Drive. And that's all I have for this morning. I do have to get going. I've got to get over and give a greeting to our students from Japan. And then they're going to get to spend a little bit of time with our fire department, our police department, Parks and Rec. I'm sure they'll go down the slide at Highland because that's a big hit. But not the water slide. It's a little cold for that. The indoor slide. If you haven't been in the Highland Rec, you can take stairs or an elevator to the upstairs, but you can also come down on the slide if you don't want to take the stairs back down or an elevator. So it's pretty fun. Anyways, I hope that you all have a great week. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with me this morning, and I will see you soon. Oh, let me. I just saw a question. I hit end and then I backed out of it. So the plan is to rebuild Station 42 and 38. We're trying to get a little bit of help with that. Well, the county will help with both of those actually, some. But we're trying to get some state help with that. But we're looking at some property we're looking at some property on Almerton Road for that station, the one at Belcher, and that is, I'm blanking on the numbers over there. But anyways, we're looking at some property for that. That's not slated to be rebuilt for a few years, but the property is available. So it's almost right next door. It's a great spot. So we'll be able to likely build a new station there eventually, and then redevelop where our station is now. But that is the plan. We're in conversations about design and that type of stuff, so it's still a little bit early on that. Hey, good morning, Karen. It's good to see you here. And the next, thank you, Alex. The next in-person coffee chat is 2 weeks from now, and that's at Acropole over on Starkey Road. So it's at 8:30, and it's the third Tuesday of the month. We try to move each year to a new restaurant. We had been at the golf course for last year, and we will be at Acropole over on Starkey Road. And thank you, Alex, for helping to set that up. And that's it. That's all I have for today. I will see you guys soon. Thank you.
Just thank you again to everyone. The amount of work that John Meredith and I saw when we were out in the field, it's just substantial amounts of work.
And I am so proud of our staff, everything they do. Our staff do an awesome job, and they're coming together and doing the things they've done during this storm and before. I am so proud of every one of you.
Every department in the city, really stood up and helped this community through a really, really challenging time, and are continuing to help today.
There's no I in team, and our staff has proven that time and time again. And it takes everybody to make a city work.
This team here does a fantastic job, and it's just amazing to watch and hear the reports.
Really, our staff is amazing, and our EMPC, which is the policy committee that's around emergency management at the city. I can picture on my laptop all the little squares like Family Feud, just experts in every little segment, and really making tough decisions for the benefit of our city. You said there's no I in team, but there's a hell of a lot of go in Largo.
It's really humbling to see how the teams really pulled together for the community. And so from the bottom of my heart and the rest of administration, really appreciate all the hard work that you did and all the hours that you've put in. I know most of our team has been working for 2+ weeks here without a day off. And Meredith, John, and I saw that last Saturday when we were able to get out and see a lot of our team members that were in the field working. So just thank you. Thank you very, very much.
My name is LaRon Roberts. I'm a solid waste driver for the city of Largo. My role is I'm what they call a claw truck driver. So we drive around picking up bulk items. So anything that doesn't fit in your trash can, we're the one that pick it up. Refrigerators, cabinets, dressers, couches. I got diagnosed in 2019 by my doctor, running regular lab tests, and he saw that my kidney functions were off. And then you know how they do, they ordered more tests, and then eventually they determined that I had a genetic disease and that my kidneys were starting to fail. And so in 2023, they called me up one day, said, we got lab work, doesn't look too good, come to the hospital. And that's when they put me on dialysis. I had to have surgery. That the day they called me to the hospital and they admitted me, they had to put a port in my stomach. And what it is that every night I hook up to this machine, and then in the morning, the theory is that it got all the toxins out of you. They don't make it easy getting on the transplant list. I've been trying for almost 2 years now. I finally last month got on the list. And that means that now I'm able to receive a kidney. I go through Tampa General, and they have you go to their website, the Live and Donor program, and what it is that you can call them, and if you want to be a donor, they'll send out you a blood kit. You take that kit to either Quest or LabCorp. They'll test it and let you know if you're a match. So having a kidney would help me live a better life, so I can do more things with my kids, so I don't have to do 9 hours a night of dialysis. Because, I work 10 hours a day. I get off at 5, get home about 5:30, and then at 8 o'clock I have to hook my machine up. So that only really gives me, 2.5 hours of time to rest before I have to be on that machine all night long. So, it's very challenging. Some days, it's a struggle, but life happens, and I'll get through it, and hopefully when I get my kidney transplant, I'll have a better life. What gives me hope? To know that, because when I go to my doctor, I'm in the waiting room with other people with kidney disease, and I see that they have lived long lives, long, happy lives, and sometimes you talk to them because sometimes you're waiting there, half an hour, 45 minutes to see the doctor, and they tell you their stories and how they had kidney disease and they got a kidney transplant, and now they're doing well and they're living happy lives, and that this is only a temporary setback in your life, that it doesn't have to define you. It doesn't mean that this is over. Because when I first got diagnosed, you know how you go in that I'm gonna die kind of mindset, but then you realize and you start talking to people that no, this is not the end. What gives me hope is knowing that there's other people out there with the same disease that have lived long, happy lives.